Hey, good afternoon everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to make Chinese egg tarts. These are a really popular item at dim sum. There's a place I go to that's like has a buffet, and as soon as they put a tray of these out, they're gone in about 2 minutes, right? And I was going to do like, a Chinese puff pastry crust, and then I went to like this kind of high-end dim sum place here in town a week or so ago, and they were using frozen tart shells, so I figured, hey, why go all that trouble? The real magic is in the filling anyways, and these are really easy to make once you know how to do it. Okay, so you just need some simple equipment. Need a couple of baking sheets. These are going to cook in the oven at 325 Fahrenheit. And for the filling, you're going to need 2 eggs plus 2 egg yolks. You will need 1 cup of milk and a half a cup of berry sugar, or also known as fruit sugar, fine granulated, and in other parts of the world, castor sugar. And you also need some tart shells. I'm using the sweetened ones. If you want to make your own, go ahead. This is just a lot faster. Just need a mixing bowl, a whisk, and a ladle to fill them up. So I'm going to set the oven to heat and get going on the filling. I do keep the tart shells in the freezer right until I'm ready to use them. The nice part about doing 2 egg yolks is that if you muck up on one of them, you can just put the whole egg in there. So just crack it and get the white in a separate bowl. And yes, I will be using these for another recipe that I actually need 2 egg whites for, so this works out really good. Okay, so just pass it from hand to hand until you get basically all of the white off. So that one was good. Okay, try not to do that, because if you stab the yolk with the shell, it's not going to go well, and you'll have to start again with a different bowl. Okay, so that's looking good too. Just let that slip between your fingers. Try not to pull on it, so you will get a thick part there. That just slid off nicely. Add another 2 whole eggs to the 2 egg yolks. Whisk those up. Then gradually whisk in the castor or berry sugar. Whisking well after each addition. Once the sugar has all been whisked in, you can see that's nice and thick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the milk in, half a cup at a time. I'm using whole milk, 3% or 3 1/4, whatever you've got. Okay, and you can put that all in at once, like half a cup at a time. Just whisk that in lightly. Now what you want to do after this is whisked in is just pop this in the fridge and let it sit for about 10 or 15 minutes, just to give a chance for all the bubbles on the top to subside. Got the filling out of the fridge. It's pretty much settled down. So let's just start with about half of them. That pack has 30 shells in it. Okay, so you do want to fill these over the bowl, because if you do them over the baking sheet, they're going to burn in the oven. That's just a bit, needs a bit more. Now you don't want to put these right to the top, because they will rise a bit in the oven, okay? So just about like that. that's where they're going to settle back down. So I'd say that's what, about, I don't know, quarter, half an inch from the edge. So I went down to the last drop, and this made 22 tarts. The shells come in packs of 30, are the ones I get anyways. I'm going to save these in the freezer for the next batch. Depending on the size of your egg yolks, you may get a full 24 out of it, but I wouldn't expect more than that. So now I'm going to pop these in the oven for 30 to 35 minutes. I will definitely check them at 30 minutes on a timer, and no longer than 35. So it's been exactly half an hour, and they're just done nice. I'm going to pop them out now before the crusts get too brown. You'll notice that the custard does sink down fairly quickly right after you take them out of the oven. These are best served warm, but I would let them sit probably to cool for at least 20 minutes, or else they're going to be just way too hot to eat. So I've had the tarts cooling on a rack for a while, and what you want to do to check is to make sure that the custard is set. Okay? If they're jiggling around in the middle, turn the oven off and leave them in to set. Okay, you don't want to bake them anymore because the crust will get too brown. Okay, so if you want to check to make sure what they look like, just take one out of the shell carefully, get a knife and cut it down the middle. Okay, so you can see that the custard is set all the way through. Alright, and it's got a very nice texture. Okay, so there you have it. Chinese egg tarts. Really easy to make, even easier to eat. And I do hope you try it and come back again. Thanks, bye.